That's awesome. I love it.
Just
So
beware,
much.
some of these rocks are big enough to tumble
Yeah.
onto the front of the ROV.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, zoom video? Just like a half zoom. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna.
It is steep, so you could
What
create
is
a
that?
landslide barrier.
Looks like a teeny tiny little sponge, maybe.
Can't tell.
Dan's right. I shouldn't nose up to it so much.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
you can just gentle lands if
Can you
if it
gooseneck
does,
barnacle?
run away.
Can you
Chris
do a closer zoom?
Zoom
I'll
in.
try and get us in without touching it.
Huh.
Barnacle?
Snack barnacle.
Is that what you think it is?
That's what Chris thinks it is.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going with.
Is that enough? Yeah, nice zoom.
Oh, there's
nice.
nice. Okay, well, we got a good picture of it.
Hold still. There we
A
go.
gooseneck barnacle, perhaps, or
Come
a
down a bit, Gabby, sorry.
stalked
Okay.
barnacle.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good eyes. Okay,
Okay.
shall we mosey?
Yeah,
Let's
let's
mosey.
mosey. Okay, it looks like that cliff face is bearing 300-ish. So do you want to be facing it when you move, or can I just make a move?
Argus is facing it now.
Yeah,
Well, kind of,
Yeah,
you guys
I-
both are.
And I will face it and move laterally as much as I can.
Cool. And what size step?
Yeah,
Should we do
300.
30 or something larger?
Sure. 30 is fine. At 0.2?
Yeah,
Since
it's quite
there's-
steep, so the small moves would be good,
Copy. Bridge, Nav.
because you might be going vertical radically.
Yeah, totally.
Lots of turtles to get up the hill.
Can we move 30 meters bearing 200 at 0.2 knots?
So you want to run Herc out there.
30 meters,
You're
correct.
underneath Argus right now, and I'm 20 meters
okay,
away from the cliff,
so come up, and I'll come up too.
well, we're going to have to come up a lot faster than the ship's moving there.
And do you want to do
Yep.
a tilt up as well?
Full up.
So you can see how this looks like a debris
Tilt up
flow.
is
See,
there.
this is not what we saw
I got it.
yesterday where everything was attached and it all had that manganese cover. This is a rubble pile, right? This looks more like,
Oh, thanks. Good
we
idea.
would characterize this as a
Going
poorly
uphill, you can
sorted,
Tilt up a
angular
little
to
more than
subangular. And so it's a high energy event proximal to the source.
You think it's the debris flow or a talus slope?
Could be either, but it's associated with close to the source and it hasn't traveled far. So this is where we usually get the rocks that we characterize as fresher rocks.
It's right at the angle of repose.
Yes.
Nice, Steve.
So we're getting a tentative ID on that eel from our scientists ashore, and I'm going to do my best with this
Your course over ground
genus?
should be 300, Gabby.
Synaphobranchus.
Right now I'm just trying to get upslope.
Yeah, you're going off to the
Subgenus
left side, you're going
Histiobranchus.
west.
Okay.
Cutthroat eel.
Heading for 300.
300 is upslope.
Bathybius.
Yep.
Well, it curves around. You can see Argus sonar
Yeah,
there.
totally.
But our course, Argus and ship is going 300.
Viewer is asking how often we discover new species. I think the
Does that feel a bit more comfortable for Argus? It looks better.
So during the
I would stretch it right out.
2018 Papahanaumokuakea Marine National Monument expedition, we had 7 candidates for new species that are now being studied and documented. So they are potentially 7 new species from that expedition.
and that was in 2018, you said?
That's correct.
And we're still not 100% sure if those are new species.
Right, so it takes some study and some time.
So if we discover new species on this expedition, we wouldn't know about it for a few years.
And
There's a lot of science that needs to go
start,
into making
crabbing to the right there.
that claim of a new species.
Yeah, a lot of study, a lot of documentation.
I can, but I'll have to go back left again for the move.
I don't think so. Oh, I thought we did. I thought we were going to do 300.
It was just the cliff wall that was around 300 degrees in front of us, but the move was 200.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought, yeah, no, so I see the ship's course over ground is 200. Sorry, I'll change. I thought I heard 300.
Yeah, I think that's just for us to face 300.
We're going by the Navigesser map. That's what you're doing.
Yes.
The Navigesser? I'm looking at
Navigesser lies.
I'm looking at the sonars in front of us.
Are you?
The
I was too.
Mesotic. It's
I was seeing
300.
300 uphill, but
Little sea anemone there, it looks like, in the sediment.
Yeah.
Where'd you go, Dan?
Lots more sediment.
I don't know.
I liked the direction that you were looking.
Yeah. But you were flying off out of the camera, so.
You can see more of that marine snow and sediment swirling around.
Yep. That was on purpose.
Yeah,
I just wanted you guys to have a demonstration of
It really makes it dramatic.
what the sediment looked like.
Yeah, in the Argus
That's a
cam, it's really,
Demonstration of Herc.
really
contacting
dramatic.
The cliff. Because the Argus pilot is changing its heading rapidly.
Now that plume kind of looks like a sponge the size of Herc there, so I get all excited about that.
Okay, I'm looking 270 now.
Okay. You're looking 270, great. And I'm looking 270, and this is really harmonious, actually.
I think we're ready to call another move in.
That sounds great.
Bridge, Nav. Can we make that same move? 30 meters, bearing 200. Thank you.
And Nav, when you get a chance, can you put Herc on the end of the Sonardyne pings instead of the DVL?
Yes, I can.
So Dr. Chris Kelly is known to be one of the best marine biologists, especially in the deep sea studies in the world. But few people know that he comes from a family of geologists. What? And so amongst the geologist community that studies these seamounts, we will look on different cruises and see who was the person that was responsible for collecting the rocks. And when we see that it was the biologist, Chris Kelly, we're like, oh, we're going to get some good rocks. And now we know why. The truth has come out.
What is
Oh,
that?
it's a little shrimp.
It's a little shrimpy.
You can see his swimmerette.
I know.
He's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing it. You can't stop him. He's doing it.
Oh my gosh,
Moonwalking
really
now.
cute.
Wow.
Okay, go on.
I'm going to stick my head in the computer here for a minute to
Yep,
get some
go for it.
cryptic numbers onto the spreadsheet. So.
Yeah, so we've been looking for rocks in like a talus fall. And so as some of the geologists and Chris Kelly are pointing out that this is like being in a candy store for me with only $1 in my pocket. 'Cause you can't take all of them home.
So Chris is also not just the geology, but chiming in on the biology. That was not a shrimp, but a primitive lobster.
No
Oh.
way.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
called a polychelid.
Called a what?
Polychelid? Maybe
Oh,
pronouncing
cool.
that wrong?
I'll go with that.
All right.
It was a good dancer.
I mean, we've been calling those shrimpies this whole time.
Yeah, little shrimpies.
I still think it's called a swimmerette, though. I'm going to stand by the swimmerette. I just learned that word, and I was looking for a chance to work it in.
It seems compelling.
Yeah, to the SPL. Oh, it's compelling.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you meant that to be a pun, but I'm feeling it. It's compelling and propelling.
Oh, good one.
Good one.
Is
I did
this,
not mean that to be a pun. I seldom do, but
Could we take a look at that coral?
yeah,
Is that
totally.
a,
That is where I'm headed.
That'd be a
I'll defer to Chris or Scott France on identifying this one, but stalked bamboo comes to mind, but I mean a multi-pronged bamboo, which I believe was of interest.
Mm-hmm. Branching bamboo, I think, was on the sample list.
And Steve and Chris are going to weigh in here.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, video, let's get a zoom.
Primnoid.
Oh, a primnoid. Okay.
Looks like there's another primitive lobster just to the lower left of this coral.
Okay, so this is probably not a collection, not a sample.
No.
That was a
That's
tiny
something
little
nice to look at.
or something.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Little crinoid?
Mm-hmm. Looks like it.
Okay.
I wanted to see if I could get this little primitive
there you
lobster in the shot here.
That's right. Polychelid.
There we go. Maybe? Okay.
It looks like he's taking the "don't move, they can't see me" stance.
Yeah, totally.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he knows that he's bright red.
No.
No.
I'm blending in, I'm blending in.
He might even be blind.
Yeah.
So you interested in another small angular here?
Well, yeah, I don't know if we're going to be in a spot that's good. That's the thing. Where it's at the beginning of our dive. I think if we leave this 3 small bio boxes free, we're still good, right?
Yeah.
So if we can get another angular rock that's around 20 centimeters, that would be great. Angular cubical
rock. Looks
rock.
like there's a lot. I could just pull in and land right here.
Okay.
Let me get that manipulator up first.
Yeah, we can do this on the fly, Kate.
No, I'll just get it up, so.
Oh, okay.
Because it's steep.
So do you see this one?
Gabby, if you,
when cubicle
you land,
right in front of the hand?
Yeah, totally.
Yep, I do.
Left a little.
Say that again?
Land with your
to the left? Yeah.
And so that'll give us room to open the box and get the manipulator around since we're tied up against the hill there.
Moving
and
target.
It'll give you an Argus view.
X marks the spot.
That one. No, that one.
So many rocks.
Okay.
Can you get to this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You're going to get a brittle star with it, too.
Oh, bonus.
Oh,
that looks pretty.
Yes, yes.
Pretty cubical.
Yeah, doesn't that look like a nice cube? And he's got full beans, right?
Yeah, we grab the rocks with grip force 9. Which
That's nice.
I think that's a good one. Let's put him in one of the big boxes and see if we leaves us enough space for another one. Good-looking chunk, as one of the geologists says from the shore. It is a good-looking chunk.
Gabby's eyes are calibrated now.
We're also hearing from lead scientist Steve that might be a depth record for that that coral that we just saw. The previous depth was recorded as 2,033 meters, and we are currently at a depth of 2,400 meters. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You want this with the other 2 rocks or in its own box, or what do you want there?
If it fits in the other one, then sure.
What's that?
Well, try to go for the bigger one. We don't want to make anything difficult, so just go for the bigger box. Put that little guy in there.
F.
Lots of room.
Correct?
Yeah. Yep.
F?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Bombs away.
Bombs away. Look at that. Look how much space we got.
Awesome.
We're trying to be more efficient with our bio boxes these days. And so we use the bigger ones as rock boxes and put more rocks there, leaving some
Dan, can you finish the
valuable space for everybody else?
I can do it.
That works.
That,
We're good.
Spark.
What's
Tell
that
me what you
dark
want.
stuff on top of that rock there?
Onward.
Onward, calling in.
Oh, it looks like a dead
I
sponge,
didn't realize
maybe?
we stopped the ship. Great.
Bridge
Cool.
now.
Do it.
Can we make that same move? 30 meters, bearing 200.
Thank you for getting that rock.
My pleasure.
We're 1 week into our 3-week cruise here, collecting samples for several scientists. I think we've gotten some winners on this dive so far.
Yeah, some more truncated pillow basalts. You can see the insides of them actually. So they're exposed because of this basically gravity doing some work for us and breaking up the rocks. So right here you see that truncated pillow. You see that radial pattern inside the pillow, so it's exposed after it's been...
radial pattern here.
Yeah, and there's one right above it.
Truncated
Oh, yeah,
pillows.
that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Does truncated mean broken?
Exactly, so split in half, we can say, or broken off. So this one, look at this perfect truncated pillow basalt there. Let me use my fancy arrow. Erk,
Nice.
this guy. How about this guy?
Oh,
Look at
that's a
that
really good
perfect,
example.
yeah, radial pattern of a truncated pillow. So that's the inside of the pillow. And so when we see those, we know that we've had things that are broken off and given us what we refer to as fresh rock. But remember, that's on the order of millions of years, so tens of millions of years. A 20-million-year-old rock that was exposed 20 million years ago is what we call fresher than a rock that was formed and left at the surface for 80 million years. And I think they're beautiful. I think they're wonderful to look at.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
We're not moving super fast, so if there's something you want to zoom in on, we can absolutely do it.
Okay.
I think we set up the pace kind of to be able to stop and look as much as possible.
So in those canyons that we saw previously, we noticed that on the western flank of the canyons, we were seeing a lot of biodiversity. But I wouldn't say that it was as rubbly as it is here.
Yeah,
I just
seem
said we
to
had
have
all the
those
time in
big
the world,
sheet
but I'm going
flows
to try
with
and
the
catch up here.
diversity.
Yeah.
Roger.
We haven't seen any Dr. Zeus's yet, which is something we've seen a lot of previously on our last 2 dives. So that's an interesting finding.
So our viewers are hearing you talk a lot about lava and basalt, wondering if there are any underwater volcanoes or hydrothermal seeps in this area presently that we...
Not active in this area. These are older formations that are probably in between 70 and 90 million years old. And they may have been more recently exposed
Dan, can you take a
by this
270 head
rockfall area.
270, roger.
There's another truncated laying
Yep.
on the... That's
Yep,
a
you
really,
can see the insides of it. Yeah.
really beautiful one.
So if the hot spot associated with the creation of the seamount chain is still active, it's thousands of miles away.
Yes, it's in the southern part of the Pacific.
That's looking straight down, by the way.
Yeah. Wondering if we're getting just a little, I don't know.
What do you think?
Trying to work out the perfect balance here. I want to be able to reach the wall, but not get Argus in too close. I think I need to just stretch out a bit more.
When we're on the steep, if you're stretched out, then I can go, Delta can basically be far.
Okay.
Or single digits.
Yeah, great.
And that gives us the most distance from the wall.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, sure.
Because instead of above you, if I'm above you, I have to be closer to the wall.
Yeah, totally.
If our delta's lower, that's horizontal from you to...
Sponge.
Oh, there's a little sponge.
Bump that same move. Bridge
Would you
nav.
call that a pigmented sponge?
I don't know.
Looks like maybe a dead sponge.
I think it's
or
dead.
a dying sponge.
Yeah, I
Can we
think
make
it is
that
too.
same move, bearing 20030
Like a nice
meters.
serving tray.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Got a lot of sediment on it.
Oh, yeah.
I completely failed to land there. That was kind of closer to a crash landing.
Looks like a mushroom.
Chris says it's on its way to sponge heaven.
Oh. Yeah, it looks like a mushroom growing on the side of a down tree or something.
Yeah.
Can we get a
Totally.
zoom video?
Bracket fungus.
Mm-hmm.
So the grip force with the
Wow.
craft jaws, with the standard jaws on there, it's 300 foot-pounds or a little over 1,300 Newton-meters of force. Probably
with
somewhat less with those long
coral cutters.
coral cutters on there.
Okay.
Couldn't
Go wide.
remember the exact number. I had to look it up.
Okay.
Full beans, that's what full beans equates to with the grip force.
So what's the number for full beans?
300 foot-pounds or 1,300 Newton-meters.
1,300 Newton meters.
With the parallel jaws, right?
It should be similar with the parallel or intermeshing there.
Uh-huh.
But I think this spec is for the standard parallel jaws.
You okay there, Gabby?
It looks like a perfect wedge of a pillow, that little triangle piece of
Yeah,
rock
it
up
does.
there.
That looks lovely. So all of these rocks that we're seeing are volcanic in origin, just very long time ago.
That's correct.
The
So they might be associated or formed by the Marquesas hotspot if they are 80 million years old, and that's one of the hypotheses that we're testing. And the Marquesas hotspot is currently active in the southern Pacific. And the Marquesas hotspot has its own
I
isotopic
think we've
signature.
got a nice stable setup here.
I agree.
Ooh, eel.
Ooh, nice.
buddy.
oh, there we
eel.
go.
Same
Yeah.
one,
I haven't
maybe?
gotten him like super freaked out yet, so maybe
Yeah, just
I
zoom
can
Yeah,
in.
let's try to
sneak
get
up
some-
on him.
He
Let's
doesn't
try to get
know
some-
you're there.
Some glamour
He
shots here.
Definitely knows I'm here. Okay, give me a zoom. See if you can just sort of frame him up the best you can, and I'll try and get closer. I'm pretty far away right now.
Maybe turn off the lasers.
I think Dan.
Yes, I can.
Just stepped out.
Is it a fish because of the fins up there?
I think they were saying that this is an eel. Looks similar to the one we saw before.
Yeah, it was a cutthroat eel.
Oh. Okay, I still can't tell fish and eels apart.
Aren't eels fish?
Maybe.
My fish identification is fish, maybe fish.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice, Gabby. This is beautiful.
I was serious though. I could be wrong. Am I wrong?
Oh, that's
Eels are not fish?
I don't know.
I think they're fish.
I don't know
Steve,
either.
gorgeous framing.
Nice job.
Look at that.
That's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Nice flying.
Thanks. Sorry, bud.
Shivered. So cold.
Very scary, I know. Okay, I'm going to leave him be.
Yes.
I think we got some good footage. And I think this is probably pretty bonk.
Snap.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, nice shot. Yep, it's good to get a close-up of
Wow.
the
Can we
head
move
and
30
Yeah, that was a
meters,
good close-up
bearing
there.
200.
Yeah, I think I'm disorienting him, actually. I think that's
Yeah.
why he's bonking into things.
Yeah, it'll be good to give him
and
a
I-
little space.
Yeah. But that was pretty cool.
Yeah, nice flying.
Thanks. Good camera work.
So I'm going to ask Chris Kelly, who's typing in from
Are we
somewhere
full
here on
wide
the
on
ship.
Herc? Oh, thanks.
Full wide.
Looks like there's a
Crinoid
crinoid
or a
there.
star?
Yep.
Asking Chris, is a fish an eel? Is an eel
Is
a
an eel a
fish?
fish? Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, the rectangle square.
yeah, all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Shout out to all the geometry students out there listening in EV Nautilus
Go for zoom
land.
video. There's just a little crinoid there. Unfortunately, he's in the shadow. Okay, go wide.
There's no crinoids in basalt.
What's that? There's no crinoids in basalt? That's hilarious. Oh my God. That's a very good joke.
Well, the puns never end because Chris is putting in the chat that a fish is a meal.
Ooh, we got some corals up ahead.
It looks like some sponges.
Oh, maybe I have a chance at redemption.
Oh.
Yeah, we're seeing something up there.
We're all
Yeah,
going to
Argus
knock off
view.
our bucket list items.
Yeah,
It looks like
That's right.
to your left, you got a big sponge.
to my left.
I
Great.
think so.
Oh, there's a baby.
Okay, there's a little sponge.
Uh-huh.
I think it's further ahead
How
up out of
round
your
that one
legs
is.
there.
Yeah.
Great rocks, too.
Fun.
Eels are fish.
Eels are fish, but not all fish are eels.
Correct.
There's an anemone. Oh,
Shark.
there's so much good stuff here.
Oh, some corals up on the left. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Ooh.
Now's the time for that DSC, I think, Steve.
All right.
You going
Yes,
for it?
ready, yeah.
please. That'll
Here,
be great.
I'll bring it up here so you can see it.
You want to stop the ship?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ooh.
Bridge nav.
There's something for everyone on
you
this
hold station, please?
dive.
Precious
Thank
coral
you.
with sponge tucked in there.
Yep.
So if you want to get a good DSC, it's going to obviously take a better picture when she's not moving. So she'll have to either dial her Z-bias in or...
I think I can land right front bumper here.
You can get that Z-bias dialed and...
And just float it?
Yeah, that's a beautiful shot there in the DSC, but yeah, for this kind of work, you'll want to have your Z-bias dialed and
Okay,
your
sounds good.
gains turned down to a reasonable amount.
We're getting a collection request.
So you do move nice and slow.
We're getting a collection request
For the sponge?
For the
The
sponge.
Okay.
So maybe we could get some glamour shots first.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So how are... Okay. Oh, wow. The DSC looks amazing.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying you'll be able to glance there and frame it up, and then ideally you take your hands off the sticks and the
Okay.
ROV doesn't move a lot, and then Steve can
Yeah.
take a picture.
We're also being told that that coral behind it is extremely fragile, so
Okay, I'll give it lots
use
of space.
all necessary care. And also a few lasers on shots.
Can we shoot that with the DSC there?
Yeah.
after we're
he's
done
getting
with
set
the...
up to do
Oh,
that now.
Okay, awesome.
For focus, the closer it is to the center frame, the better.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep.
I liked the framing when it was sort of off center there.
Okay, well,
Little,
try.
but yeah, I can try and get in a little more.
Bear with me here. This is
Yeah, totally.
immediate.
I'm gonna have to.
I do
come
think
up on
since
Argus
I
a
do
bit.
think I'm going to want to land here just
Oh,
because.
your bumper's touching there, I believe.
Okay, great.
That's what we want. Just to nudged in.
Yeah.
You won't be able to land, so define land. You
Right.
just got to touch somewhere to hold the ROV stable, which is going to be your top right bumper there in Argus view.
That bumper is working super well.
I think you'll want somewhere between 25 and 30 on the Z-bias. Otherwise, I'll try and float up.
Okay.
The tricky thing is it's a different frame with the DSC. So do you see that?
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay.
I'm looking at it.
Cool.
Dan's got it up.
Let me know when you feel like you're
go for it.
settled as you can be. Okay.
Ah, wrong button. That's why it's doing that. What is going on with Argus?
Did that shutter go?
Yep. I took a few.
Okay.
I think we're pretty good for this spot.
So the thing that I'm sort of thinking about here is to get that sponge. Is the arm going to knock against the rock?
No, I can get it out.
And we want to be careful of the coral behind it.
If you're in a happy
Roger that.
spot.
You see a preview of that still to your left, and that's.
Oh, that's a really nice still,
Yeah,
Steve.
and I can grade these too. So.
When we're done with the stills, can we get lasers on before we
Sure thing.
do any sampling?
Yeah, we're done
I'll
with the
do that.
stills camera.
Lasers are on.
You got it?
And where do you want this sponge to go? Is this going in the front?
No, we'll put it in starboard A, B, C, or D.
Roger.
Just gonna get the box set up here before I take the sample to.
And after we collect the sponge, we'd like to zoom on the coral.
Roger. You can do that now if you want while I'm getting set up.
Okay, yep.
Pen left a little bit.
I am holding this kind of delicately, so.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I can zoom
Yeah,
whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, go for the zoom.
On the sponge, right?
No, on the coral.
Sorry, coral. Zoom in on the coral.
All right. Fill the screen.
Beautiful. Great job.
I'm going to just bump the box out slow so it doesn't steal your float. Same with my manipulator movement.
Thanks.
So.
Oh.
Now you're perched. I'm helping
on
you
the
perch.
box, yeah.
Got little ring anemones on this coral.
Mm-hmm.
So just a touch lateral right will perch you on the box too.
Yeah.
A good shot here of the base.
Oh yeah, that's beauty.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Wow. Such a hard edge there.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go wide? You guys have the shots you need?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, let's get the sponge.
Copy that.
And that second eel we saw was a separate species than the first.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh. We're getting appreciation for the zoom. Thank you very much.
Okay, Steve, you can zoom in a bit more there if you want. Yeah, a little bit more.
Are we collecting this entire sponge, or are we collecting a piece?
I think Chris wants the entire sponge. Is that correct, Chris? You want the entire sponge?
Yeah, I like that. Well, it'll be easy, easier to try and get him off the wall there.
Yeah, he says, sure. Yep. If it's not too big, which, yeah, that'll fit in the
That'll fit, yeah.
Smaller starboard bio box.
The green laser dots that you're seeing on your screen are 10 centimeters apart, so that allows us to compare it to what we're seeing and know the size, know whether or not it will fit in
Sorry, Gabby, I touched there and pushed you a little bit.
I'm sorry?
I touched there and pushed you a little bit.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was.
Are you,
It's all good.
You good?
Yep. Let's just do it.
Hold while we still, we're hunting sponges.
Be very, very quiet.
Very, very quiet.
It looks like one of the militaris corals in the background there.
I think you're right.
Getting better at this. By the end of the cruise, maybe I'll know my sponges from my corals and my eels from my fishes.
Come off that wall.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That was surgical.
That was.
Do we want to zoom on the sponge before it goes in the bin?
Sure.
Yeah.
Get real close here.
Oh, the backdrop with the pink coral behind it is amazing.
So Scott Francis weighing in that the reorientation of this growth from sideways to more vertical or upright is gravitropism.
That's an awesome shot.
Seems to have some growth or attachments or dying out on its left-hand side. You notice on the edge there. And remember how we saw those little coral, those octa...
Dan, we're pretty stable, but that wall that's next to us is about 10 meters from Argus.
Roger.
Yeah, the stoloniferous octocoral.
Yeah, the octocoral. I'm wondering if that's not some small version of that.
Definitely looks like a different color on the edge.
Yeah.
I'm good on screen.
Okay, let's stash that thing.
All right, good job.
Nice one.
Yeah, it's not in the box yet.
Are you going to fly away to get it in the box?
No.
Kate, can you hit stick lock rightmost top?
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Hold what you got in case you start moving. If you stick lock it, then it starts drifting. Then
okay, yeah, it would be that one, yep.
Then you're bad.
Fingers ready.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'll just keep holding it. I won't do any extra.
Yeah, as soon as you stick lock it, it'll start drifting. Guaranteed.
This has been like a little bit of like...
Are you full wide there, Steve?
Balancing on a marble.
Full wide. On both cameras.
On an exercise ball and a rolling ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that.
Do you think they'd let me bring my balance board on the ship?
Pretty
What's
fragile grab on the sponge, so I don't want to move the vehicle.
Yep. Understood.
It's going to be tight coming around here, so I'll take my time. not be able to get there from
here. Yeah, all the way.
Theory, I've got room.
All 4 of the small ones are open, right?
Correct. Pilots are taking extra care here to not disturb the coral after collecting that sponge.
It's an amazing shot from Argus and how Herc is perched here.
Okay, going for a sample salvo, Gabby. Sworn in you.
Yeah, there we go.
So we don't know how old this coral R sponge are, but generally these organisms living at these deep depths, cold temperatures are quite old when they reach significant sizes.
Don't you break.
Can be difficult to date them though, because they don't leave a pattern like a tree with growth rings. It's not as straightforward as all of that.
It's pretty tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Contact.
Corals and sponges are both animals. They're not plants. They resemble plants, but they are organisms that are filter feeding at these depths on the marine snow that's falling from above.
Okay, Dan, I got a hand back, so.
You got a what?
I have an extra hand. I can help you now.
Oh, good.
Stay in the box.
A little buoyant, huh?
Just springy, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That was masterful
Yeah.
to get that in there.
Very good.
Great
Ready to go in?
job.
Great
Yeah.
job.
So slow.
That's going
That
to be
was
cool
good.
to see in the wet lab.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's all good.
What's happening?
It's
It's going to cut it.
Just
Popped up a
Smearing it?
yeah, a little bit. You want to try again?
Sure.
Jack in the box.
Here, I'm actually going to bring it in pretty far to the point where it starts to push it. Maybe there.
Well, I'll have to push it down in there because it'll pop out every time we open the thing.
You want me to come out?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
this is like packing your suitcase.
Can you
It
kind of,
was in one piece, but
yeah, can you wedge it in there sideways maybe?
try it.
There.
It's hard to get them in one piece.
There you go.
Think he'll stay. All right, try that, see if it smears.
Okay.
Should go now.
It's a little smeary.
Yeah, I don't know if we can.
I don't think we can do much better. And I would love to get Argus out of the spot it's in right now.
Yeah.
Argus is it's not touching the wall.
It's not, that is true. Argus is not touching the wall.
I'm not touching you.
It's close, but
Beautiful. That was super delicate.
Yeah, very nicely done. There's a few reasons we're taking such care here. Of course, we want the sample to arrive in the best condition for the scientists who want to study it, but also we're in such a precious area here in Papahanaumokuakea Marine Monument.
Scramble.
We only want to do the minimum amount of disturbance that we can on these collections and leave as much as possible intact as a biocultural resource of this area.
Nice spot there.
Tight spot, yeah. We could probably move bearing 190 or 185 to get off that cliff.
Yeah, stand by. Let me
Yeah,
figure out if I come up a little, we might be all right.
that sounds good.
Roger. Yeah, yeah.
That was a great place to stop. See quite a few other coral species. Oh, that one's interesting.
It's like yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, we've got another Hemicoralia here.
One of the questions we're trying to answer on this dive and on this expedition is the extent and biodiversity and complement of sponges and corals.
10 meters, 180, okay.
Copy. Bridge now.
We found several high density.
We move 10 meters bearing 180, please.
Precious corals like this spot.
That's
Yeah.
it, thank you.
Another
Yeah.
anemone down there.
Yeah, looks like an anemone. Pretty big one.
We're diving on several seamounts to determine the elevations and orientations and diversity of these communities on these seamounts that have never been
Slide your pen until
explored before.
I retracted to get the view coming around.
This is a sheer wall.
Yeah, you'd expect to see some corals there. It might just be in the wrong orientation, huh?
Yeah.
Was what we were talking about 2 nights ago, maybe? We were talking about orientation of rock and also the type of rock and substrate, right?
Yeah.
Or like the surface being the corals being able to build on it.
Yeah.
The high density, high diversity stuff was smoother.
Right.
Rock.
These are filter feeding organisms that grow in a way to take the best advantage of currents so that their food is delivered to them. What do we call it? The Uber Eats of the deep ocean are these currents?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't too worried. The weather's flat, calm, and, well, it's about as good as it gets, and the ship wasn't moving, so.
There's another precious coral on the underside there.
Absolutely.
And it
overhang.
Yep.
Not like stick looking thing.
Yeah, probably a fallen.
And if we come up or move too fast, then there is an overhanging cliff. I've had an occasion where we actually have to go down with Argus instead of up. Otherwise, we would have hit. Because like the wires was touching the cliff, but Argus was hanging.
Coral that just fell.
There's another beautiful shot.
Yeah, totally. Okay.
Wow.
See, Dan, we're coming to the end of this move. You want to keep moving south off the wall, or looks like we might be.
Yeah. No, I'm far enough away there.
Okay, copy.
You're right there on the 20-meter ring, so it's.
Yeah.
How would we feel about a little DSC shot right here? Shouldn't take but a moment.
It feels similar to the last one, and
okay.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
interested in.
What are you interested?
If we get to something, remember Coral Canyon? How it was filling?
How about a sponge?
Oh sure, let's go for it. Oh,
looks like a bit on this section of the wall.
Oh, good one. It's a really nice section.
We want to pay attention
yeah,
to
something like this where there's a whole wall full of stuff, because it's a pretty wide angle lens on there, so it's even wider than Hercules view. So
we want to take care of that precious.
It does have a lot of vignetting around the edges,
red.
though, so it does need some cropping, I think, ultimately.
Well, that's why he's taking routes as well.
Okay.
quite a seascape.
Yes. And so we definitely think that the current, right, would be coming.
Oh yeah, that's not trivial. Hey, it gets really blown out, Steve.
What are you talking about?
The sponge itself.
Yes, the sponges, you kind of, they're so reflective and bright that you have to really
back away a little, it'll get better
lower
light.
your exposure, and everything else kind of goes to black sometimes.
Oh, I have to come way down here for it to get in the DSC.
That's cool.
You'll also have to be further away for the, because that.
Say again, Dan?
You'll have to be just a little further away to light it up.
Oh, okay.
There's quite a bit of current coming from your left to your right.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think you can hold.
Are you on the shutter?
Steady there,
Steve?
And
you can direct the shot too. Like if you want to tell me to pan right or left.
We want lasers off for this?
Oh yeah, good idea.
That's a cool spot right there.
Okay.
So what we hear the ROV pilots and our video engineer Steve talking about is a camera on a light bar on Hercules that acquires still images.
It's going to look overexposed on your screen, but that's not a true reflection of the image. So I'm reading a histogram over here.
Someone who actually knows how to operate the thing.
Yeah, just tell me how to frame it up and I will.
Yeah.
Or try at least.
I think our key here is just going to be
The key
steady.
is
okay.
Steady, yeah.
Steady as I can go.
Okay. Then if you come down.
Sorry, okay, come down.
You have it trimmed out now? Is it only 17 to hold it? Oh, that's because you got 100%.
You can come down even more, and I'll try to grab a few as you go.
So we're taking a more hands-on approach with the camera now?
Yeah.
Rather than the snapping away?
Yeah, we're reviewing some of the pictures and they were all blurry and overexposed. Megan, our not sure what her title in the organization is. But she's one of the muckety-mucks for the outreach stuff. So,
okay, well, we got a few there.
Better
maybe something worked?
Yep, maybe something worked.
Great. Cool. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Yeah, Steve, I think that will work really good if you just if you see a shot and you tell me how to line it up.
Sure. Sounds good. I pulled up one of the images if you want to see what we got there.
It's because the...
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Because of the low light level, he's got the speed pretty slow, right? So
yep,
it's susceptible to any movement. Will make the picture blurry.
The Argus view is showing something spectacular.
Yeah. It's pretty cliffy here.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, this is our cliff, Gabby.
I know, I love a good cliff.
Is this another thing off the bucket list?
It's got the cliff and the sponges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
And I think for the back row, if you feel like, we're taking too much time with that DSC and we need to move along, and just let us know.
Raj.
Yeah, thanks. Very good point, Steve.
When we touch for zooms, now that we have that up, we can multitask, so we can frame up both the zoom and the DSC at the same time. So you'll get
Speak for yourself.
For the next ship move, I think if we do 195, we'll stay skirting along this cliff face.
Okay, sounds great.
Soft coral?
Ooh.
Yes.
Like a soft coral, yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we looking for next? Or are we just going to keep surveying along this contour? Specific rocks, specific corals, or just whatever we find?
I think we're surveying along this contour to see what kind of diversity we have.
Okay.
And just collecting our video survey.
Okay, sounds good.
Bridge, Nav.
Are you preferring more like big picture, like zoomed back, or?
I think
to start.
Yeah,
okay.
To start, exactly.
Yeah, just let me know when you want to get in close and look at something then.
19530 meters. 195.
Are you able to drop down a bit to take a look at these larger coral just below the field of view?
Yeah, might be able to get down there. Got a few meters to work with.
I'll have to drop back down here.
USBL is being a little grumpy.
I think that we're getting some multipath.
Yeah,
probably just from having like such a
dynamic, bouncing weird. Yeah.
All right, thanks. Yep, looks like more hemicoralia.
Okay.
Here it looks like the corals are not all oriented the same direction. The ones on the right are more up and down, and the ones on the left are more side to side. It's the first time I've seen that. Usually they all kind of line up. That's a beautiful collection right in the center there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that a brittle star growing on that?
Looks like it, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to come up a little bit.
Sure.
Just to get some leash back. What an amazing spot.
Would these be good rocks, Andrea?
They might be okay. I think we want to focus on the biology on the cliff face here.
Okay.
We might be able to see a spot before we change over.
We have about 40 minutes left on this watch.
Are you kidding me?
Can I do a super quick strafe on the bubble cam, or are you using
Yeah,
it?
do it. Absolutely. I can't, the watch kind of flew.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we probably could lock the door to the van and not let the next watch in. But,
I don't know how well that would go over.
Yeah. We want to keep flying.
Cage check, check.
Nice.
Cages are good.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the rim up here.
Sure.
We're bouncing.
You can put the lasers back on if you'd like.
It can't reach its target.
It's just a small cliff, it looks like.
Yeah. We have the sonars.
Sonar and a compass, that's all you need on the cliff.
Are the lasers on? Thank you. Sometimes I lose them and can't see them.
Yeah, if we can get another 20 centimeter rock here.
Yeah, without it, we'd be.
We still have a trend.
Looks like right where the lasers were, huh?
Yeah, it looks like this. If this is a
super